Hello and welcome for your last game of Round 1 Season 9 between the Cronulla Sharks and the Melbourne Storm. A tough matchup as always between these two teams as the Storm once again here in the Shire at Shark Park in front of what is thousands of very angry fans against the Storm. I'm your Commissioner Will K, joined by the one and only Sunny Tyre for some great commentary tonight as we do battle.
Yeah, we're privileged to be here as always from the mighty Shire to watch the Sharks and the Storm. Two top four teams doing battle to finish off the round one fixture, and what a way to send it off. Both teams doing well last season. The Sharks being eliminated despite winning the minor premiership. They were out in straight sets for the Storm. They're looking to back up a season with another grand final appearance. There's a lot of high hopes and expectations, particularly with the departure of Riley Murray, who's left to captain the Tigers. So it's a great crowd out here. It's a bit wet and rainy out there, but it's going to make for a great clash tonight, Will.
Yeah, despite the rain, the numbers of fans from both teams have just come very largely here. They are ready for this clash, and it's one of the the nights that you really mark on your calendar, this one. It's always an exciting clash as the Storm they're going to be the first ones with the ball here and trying to work it out of their own end. Logan Guys making his way to the 40. And a couple key changes for the Storm this season. Namely, this man here, Matty Johns, a player that played a little bit of footy for the Eels before they were relegated. Spent last season in the mines doing all sorts of good things. And now he has been given the go-ahead by the Storm as Jack Jimmy getting an offload there. Now it's Matty Johns breaks a tackle. And that's the fifth and last. The Storm with a good starting set here. And they're going to top it off with a kick.
Yeah, now the Sharks will be pressed in their own red zone. It'll be interesting to see how the backline forms out. Michael Crimp will remain at the 5 spot, but Thomas Usher, after having 2 seasons in that center, he shifts out to number 2 at the left wing spot and taking over the reins from Hone King. So it's a new look backline for the Sharks. They've had to shuffle the team list around. Concerns about Lecky Tua, who will probably be placed on the inactive list by this point. So it'll be a bit of a shuffle. They've got a bit of preseason form to try and work off the back of, but we know how tough it is to play against the Storm, to win against them. They're one of the best teams in the SRL, and the Sharks are going to have to turn up here.
Absolutely, as Barisic with a great line break there. The Sharks, fifth and last, they have an opportunity on the line. They had a very good stint in the preseason challenge and looking to turn that success and show it on the field. And there is an error! There is an error! Now Phoenix Murphy with a bit of space. Ran down by Jamal Kalsikow. And on his first touch of the game, Sunny Tyre spills his lollies to ruin Razbet 3.
Yep, I just realised that as well. So to all those punters, my apologies on behalf of Sunny Tyre. Not the ideal start for the Sharks, but the goal line defence of Melbourne, they are hard to crack through. So off the back foot now, inside their own red zone already. The Sharks are the Storm asking some questions early on.
Absolutely. Now it's a third and another 20 here, the Melbourne Storm. A great run from Phoenix Murphy and then Jack Jimmy consecutively. It's Phoenix Murphy taking another run here. 10 metres out. They're going to play the ball out to the left. It's going to be Ryan Wilmot just taking the settler here. Fifth and last, 80 metres gain in the set. The Storm, they've got options on either side. Matty Johns is in the pocket. He'll get the kick. No, it won't. It'll be TBK. Puts it up high out to the left side of the field. Who's going to be there? Kobe Kelly, unable to time his run correctly there. And Hitchens just staying on ground level, collecting the ball nicely.
Yeah, Jake Hitchens moving out to right centre for this season. I'll tell you what, he's not the biggest bloke out there on the field, but he's got one of the biggest hearts. And he's got some hops to him as well. He's got a bit of vertical to him, but the Sharks working deep within their red zone once again. And the Storm, they're just bringing a lot of pressure on defense. And they're going to try and break through the middle through Saboteur. But the Sharks, yeah, a lot of ground to make up for. They'll probably try and rely on their kick to get them out of danger.
That'll help out there. Anthony Delaney just finding a gap through the line to make it to the 40. It was looking dire there for a second for the Sharks, but they get a little bit more space now for Luke Malkus to do the punting. It's going to be Kobe Kelly on the kick return. Here he is back in Storm colours for Season 9 and almost gets away from NBT. Unable to carve up the fullback who had a stellar Season 8. Obviously going down injured in Week 1 of the finals. And then the Sharks getting eliminated in Week 2 of the finals. So he is on a path of redemption, Nyana Broughton-Thompson, for Season 9. As Mason Remy playing the ball now. Now they go right. Trey Montakahu goes to Corey Bell. He breaks away. Corey Bell gets away from Sonny Tyre, I think it was. Yes, it is. As that's going to be the fourth. Playing the ball, they go left. Matty Johns goes to Trey Montakahu. He just takes the settler this time, the 5'8". And fifth and last, maybe Matty Johns with the kicking duties this time. And yes, it will be. Puts it up in a similar spot as last time. Here comes Kobe Kelly again. A tap back for Belzer. Corey Bell will score. And who else could it be to open the scoring for the Melbourne Storm than their fullback?
Yeah, Corey Bell just doing what he does best, in the right place at the right time. Once that tap back was there to him, he's very hard to stop. There are a lot of Sharks defenders around him as well, and he just managed to squeeze through as he does so, as we become accustomed to. So Corey Bell gets the first points of the game, draws first blood for the Melbourne side, and that's the way you want to start. They started off hot here, and they're just dictating the tempo of this game right from the jump. So windy here for TBK to take the conversion, but he'll slot it, and the Storm get out to a 6-0 lead.
A nice kick there from Trey Montakahu, and the Storm, the momentum was just all in their favour there. It was only a matter of time. The Sharks were just grounded down eventually. Now it's a chance to reset and recoup for this team, and by no means are they complacent there. It was an onslaught for a couple sets there that the Storm, and eventually they just found a crack in the defense, but I don't think going down that alleyway, going down that side of the field is going to work again like that.
Yeah, and the Sharks, last season, I think it was all the games where they got the first try of the game, they go on to win. So if you get a try against the Sharks early on, then it does a lot for opposition's momentum. And Sonny Tyre going to have to step up his game. Hasn't had the best start to it. It's a lead by example, but the Sharks with another chance to try and hold the Storm deep and see what they can make on the return set.
It's Kobe Kelly now getting through the line. Gets an offload on the inside of Logan. Guys, who's almost at the 30 now. If they can get another big run here, the Storm, they're going to go short side again. Will Kay in the way. I don't think he expected them to go short side like I think 3 times in one sitting. But there we go. As Cruz Spencer goes to Trey Montakahu, and he just puts it cross field. It's going to be a floater though for Jack Jimmy. Jack Jimmy can't get the ball away. And a handover there. But that was an interesting last tackle play from the Storm.
Yeah, that was a good kick. I think the Sharks defense was expecting the high bomb, but yeah, they went for the short punt, and it could have worked out something for them. But Jamal Kalsako through the left edge. He's one of the veterans of this Sharks team, one of the prominent forwards alongside Luke Malkus. So those two are going to try and lead by example. They retained the majority of their forward pack, albeit Lecky Tua, and an offload straight to James Thorne. And that one just given away there from Cronulla.
Bit of luck going the way of the Storm at the moment as Trey Montakahu at half spreads it out to the left. Spencer linking up with his winger there, as that's going to be the second. The Melbourne Storm just foot on the pedal all the way here. As I go, big hit there off the ball, James Thorne, and Luke Malkus cleans up the Sharks, relieving a little bit of pressure there.
Yeah, they can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief there. Justin Barisic, just the big unit, getting that ball forced loose off the contact. So now the Sharks, they've got a chance to try and make something happen here. The Storm have really brought the pressure right from the jump, and Cronulla just asking some questions now. We'll see what they can do off this set.
We sure will. Is Justin Barisic playing the ball now. They go left. It will be Sonny Tyre, Garner, Jamal Kalsakau, and got to be one of the most consistent second rowers in the competition. Jamal Kalsakau, he's been very strong for the last few seasons for the Sharks. Sonny Tyre putting it up high. Who's going to take it there? Corey Bell rising above. Nyana brought in Thompson, a former teammate. And they will get a 7-tackle set starting at the 20 here, the Storm.
Yeah, that one just an inch too far for the Sharks, and NBT couldn't get to it in time. And you're going to have to do better than that against someone like Corey Bell. If you let him have that ball, then he's just going to catch him easy, as you could ask. So the Storm now, they're working from their own half. They've had the momentum on their side, and you come to expect that. They've got a high-speed attack, very fast tempo, especially when they're clicking on offense. So, yeah, the Sharkies need to try and knuckle down there, try and make the tackles and stop those line breaks that have been plaguing this first half.
Yeah, and so far, a couple of players from the Storm just haven't really gotten involved like they normally do. Ryan Wilmot, Will Kay, still just taking a back seat in this match so far, letting Guys and Remy do most of the running in the forwards, as it will be fifth. And Trayvon Takahu just putting a short punt over the top. I don't know if that's intentional or a shank, but it will be Sabatua collecting it there and just 25 out for his own line for the first.
Yeah, as we see Bobby Werman take a run there, he was coming off the bench last season, slotting into 12 in the second half, so he's earned the starting role, and we'll see how he progresses through the remainder of this game. MBT
beautiful ball.
Gets the ball out, and the Sharks get something go their way.
In great attacking position here now. They got 0 tackle. A great ball there to Naina Broughton-Thompson, and then one on the inside, and oh my goodness, allowed to stand up just to be tackled again. Ryan Wilmot, he loves the contact, doesn't he? As now Drew Matthews goes to Barisic. Straight through a gap there. Barisic. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful try-saving ankle tap there. I think it was Ryan Wilmot again. And Trayvon Takahu just collects the loose ball. The Storm hold on by a thread.
Yeah, Barisic, he had the right idea, but the execution just lacking there. And the Storm, they just throw it away. Oh, I thought they were going to get across the Sharkies. And geez, we've seen some blunder plays early on. I guess that's just what comes with the conditions. It's torrential rains out here, and it hasn't stopped all evening down in the Shire. So, yeah, it's playing its part in this game.
It's looking slippery already, and it's really wearing down on both teams in the forward pack. It's a grinding game at the moment. As that's going to be the first. Go left now. Hitchens. Malchus goes to Sabatua. Working his way through the middle. Unfamiliar position for Sabatua, and that pass was flat. As Jake Hitchens now will play the ball on the 35. The Sharks, can they get a bit of momentum going here? That's the third. Now the fourth. Crimp working his way up. 25 out from the try line. So they go left. Naina Broughton-Thompson. If he can break the line here, he can't quite, but he's put him in a good spot regardless. As that's fifth and last. The Sharks. Where is Sonny Tyre? You'd rely on him for this one, wouldn't you? No, Anthony Delaney, he's just going to pull up short there. It's going to be a tap back for Naina Broughton-Thompson, but there's 3 Storm defenders around him and a handover in the last.
Yeah, the goal line defense of the Storm, they've just really held firm in this one, and there's been a couple of good chances for the Sharks to get across. They just can't finish them off. They're getting shy of the line, and you've got to wonder how much that'll take out of them walking away empty-handed on those sets. So you've got to argue the Sharks have turn the balance of this game in their favour. But just like that, Hopsgood off the bench. Great line break from Hopsgood.
Yeah, some fresh legs for the Melbourne Storm now with Manu Fa'afili and Hopsgood coming off the bench. He's making an impact in the front row as now it's Will Kay. With one of his first runs of the game, Will Kay just cuts through and puts his team less than 10 metres out here. If Trayvon Takahu can execute this kick, it would do them wonders as he puts it up high. It's a bit short here, Trey, and it's going to be well taken by Kelly. The Storm, not the kick they needed, expected in these tough conditions, but getting very close there.
Yeah, they're just not hitting it off the boot the way they want to, and you're expecting some deep balls into the goal line, but they've just come up short. So, yeah, the Sharks will be counting their blessings a bit on that one. They can't afford to let these opportunities get away with them. Second tackle at the halfway line. They've got to try and find a way to get through and get inside the red zone. Apply more pressure.
They sure do. As Drew Matthews now goes to Delaney. Gives it to Wakabayashi. Brought down there and a bit long in the tackle from the Storm. Too long, in fact, the referee says. Hopsgood and Phoenix Murphy giving a penalty away, and this could be a big factor now. The Sharks, they'll get another 20 metres, you'd think, from this kick. And a fresh set. This could be danger signs for the Storm.
Yeah, if you're a Shark supporter, you're glad that they didn't opt to go for the 2 because points have been hard to come by in this game. Oh, geez, Sonny Tyre, he just gives me a heart attack every time I watch him play. But the Sharks inside the red zone, got to make it count. There's been pressure mounting for a while, and if they don't score off this one, it's going to be a frustrating one.
Luke Malchus there. That'll be the second. They're 8 metres out now. They go right. Delaney pushing forward here. Tackled well by James Thorne, and a bit long in the tackle again there, the Storm. They're just trying to slow down this ruck as they go left. Crash play, Wakabayashi, tackled by, I think that's Hopsgood there. As now they go right again, another crash play. Nathan Walsh this time, driven back by Thorne. Farfilly helping around. As that's going to be the 5th and last, the Storm looking to apply pressure. They're going to go to Sonny Tyre. He's going to drop the ball again. No, in fact, it was a good kick, actually. It wasn't an error, it was a kick. But a handover regardless. The Storm will fight off their own line.
Yeah, I thought that was turned over once again, a knock on by Sunny Tai, and just undisciplined play there from the Sharks. It's not ideal against a game like this, against a team like the Storm. In these types of games, you just can't afford to give away easy possession. So that'll give them a bit of breathing room here, Melbourne, and they'll still be working from their own half, but at least not from their red zone.
Yeah, absolutely, as Logan Guy's taking the first hit up there. The Cowboys, the Sharks, are getting a little bit risky here with what they're doing. Now it's Hopsgood. He went off his own head. Now he's going to run straight through over the top of Nyana Broughton-Thompson and making some good meters there. Hopsgood just absolutely eating up here early on, as now it's going to be Corey Bell. Inside ball to him. That's the third. As he'll play the ball. Going left. Now it's going to be Guys. Pushing forward. Brought down, as that's the fourth. Now they go left. It's just going to be, off the chest there of Manufar Philly. A knock on. And the Storm, that opportunity just goes begging there.
Yeah, Nathan Walsh, the rookie, making a good run there for the Sharks. Him and Cade Cowan. Cowan actually made his debut for the Sharks last season. He's playing at 3 tonight. Reverse inside out play. 6 again. Oh, that's a lucky one there for the Sharkies. But they can only have so much luck. They need to start making a count for something. So they got a full set of 6 to work inside opposition half here.
They sure do, as Kausakau just taking a hit up there now. The Sharks still scoreless 28 minutes in. And, I mean, we haven't seen any score since that first 10 minutes, I think it was, within. As now it's going to be Corey Bell. Has to bring down Nyana Broughton-Thompson. It was 1-on-1 and MBT just couldn't get around him that time. But now the fullback's out of position. Nathan Walsh gets an offload away to Malchus. Will Kay makes a tackle on him. Hopsgood comes to assist. 4th tackle now. 10 metres out. The Sharks, they go left. A player offside. Wakabayashi didn't know where he was going as Kausakau has to take the run. 5th and last now. 75 metres gain in this set. Where do they go? The Sharks out to the right. Sonny Tyre puts up a high kick. They couldn't get to him this time. As now it's going to be well taken again. Corey Bell at the back. And very cool, calm, and collected with that one.
Yeah, that was a tight contest. I didn't think it was going to drift into the goal line, but it does so by the thinnest of margins. And Corey Bell, he's just one of the most clutch aerial fullbacks in the SRL. And yeah, Sonny Tai is going to have to come up with something better than that. And the Sharks, not without their chances, but just unable to cross that line. And it's been a tough slog in the first half an hour of action. So the Storm, you got to credit their defense, especially on the goal line. They know how to dig in and just stop the incoming attack. And this will give them a bit of opportunity now to try and make something happen on attack.
It sure will, but 4th tackle and they're only on the 50 here. They need a big run from someone. Here's an offload. Here's a run. James Thorne getting a fend after the Will Kay offload as 5th and last now. A little bit over 20 metres out. It's going to be Corey Bell at acting half. Where is TBK? They'll go to him. Puts up the high ball. It's in a little bit of an awkward position there, but Cruz Spencer will come along, take it. Too far out from the line to do anything, and that will be 5th and last and a handover.
Yeah, the one thing about the short bombs from the Storm is it stops that kick return from opening up, and that could be the game plan for them. And a great run from Bobby Werman, but Cronulla trying to get back into this one. You know, they've had these chances, like I said. It's getting a bit tough to watch. If you're a Sharkies fan, if you're a Storm fan, you're loving what you're seeing so far. But you can't argue that these two have brought in such a great game. It's very tightly contested as Hitchens hits through the right edge. Gets a 0, 6 again. And there you go, Cronulla. They've got another set of 6 just shy of the red zone.
Cronulla, they've gotten very lucky with all of those so far, but still unable to crack points. But in this position, that may be the set for them as Wakabayashi runs it straight at Jack Jimmy. Something going on right now. So now it's going to be Sonny Tyre. Ball there. Luke Malchus. Brought down. A metre short. Will Kay. Corey Bell combining in that tackle as they go left. Short ball again. Sonny Tyre. Sonny Tyre pushing for himself there. Sonny Tyre gets it to ground. Referee Daniel Hellier sending upstairs, but it's a certain try here.
Yeah, well, if you're Sonny Tyre, you can breathe a bit easier now. He scores the first points of season 9 for his Cronulla side. And he went without a try last season. He didn't score a single try for the Sharks, so that's a good sign for him. But the Sharks needed that. You could feel the pressure mounting from the Storm. It just felt like the Sharks weren't going to be able to get past them. But they finally do so late in the first half. It will add to their confidence. They can't afford to get too far ahead of themselves. This Melbourne side, very resilient. One of the best in the SRL in the past few seasons. So, yeah, what an arm wrestle. What a battle.
And that one just waved away by Drew Matthews a little bit too far to the right, and it's been a great battle between these two teams so far. It has just been superb. There's 2 points. The Melbourne Storm will hold on to a lead, and they need to take this opportunity to reset because, I mean, we spoke about their momentum earlier in the game, but it really has turned the other way. The Sharks have had pretty much majority of the possession, better field position, and a little bit more luck going their way. And so far, it's been a hard game to crack any points, but it did help in that occasion there. The Storm, they need to take this opportunity to reset and try and hold them down this end.
Yeah, and sometimes in games like this, you need a bit of luck to go your way. And Melbourne, for the most part, they've been very staunch defensively. It's been a tough task for the Sharks to try and get across. It took them 33 minutes to score their first points of the game, so that's a real testament to how close this game is. It's 6-4, only 10 points scored so far, and it's so neck and neck at the moment. You can't split the two sides just yet.
No, you certainly can't. As Nathan Walsh going over the top. Nathan Walsh with a big run, the rookie. As the fifth and last now. The Sharks playing the ball. Going out to the left. It will be Wakabayashi in the way. A knock on the last. And the Melbourne Storm will get to play the ball.
Yeah, Wakabayashi just unable to hold on to that one. And that invites pressure now for the Sharks inside their own half. The Storm, they could pile on one more try before half-time. They'd love to do it. So here we go. They've got a good chance to try and get that through.
And Hopgood's been playing well out on the right side of the field. As now it's going to be Jack Jimmy straight through. A beautiful inside ball there from Maverick Oldfield, and he finds himself back in the centres this season. As now they go left. Matty Johns spreads it to TBK. Can't get the ball away to guys, but they were short on that side, the Sharks. As now that's the fourth. The Storm, they go right now. Manu Fa'afili driving in. Can't quite get to the lines. That's the fifth and last. Where do they go now? Hopgood's on the right side. Will Kay's on the left. They're going to go. It's going to be Corey Bell. Puts it on the ground. Improvised play, but no. Kausakau picks it up. And the Sharks hold on.
Yeah, they hold on by the thinnest of margins. Oh, draw play. Pass out to Nathan Walsh. And what a stint he's been having, Nathan Walsh. He's certainly not looking like a rookie out there. But, yeah, a tight game like this, you're going to need someone to step up in these sorts of battles. And we'll see who'll be able to do it for both sides. They'll probably just try and finish this one out, get to the sheds, regather their thoughts, and adjust for the second half that lies there.
Sure will. Is Delaney just putting that one in early 40, well, quite late in this first half, I guess, 40-20 attempt here.
Oh!
As now it's going to be Maverick Oldfield picking it up. It was a bit risky there, allowed to bounce. But with a minute left, the Storm will finish with possession. As Matty Johns now is taking a hit up. That's the second. As the Storm, they'll be playing conservative here for the last minute, you think, as Wilmot taking the hit up. Driven back by Luke Malkus. That's the third. 30 seconds left on the clock as guys now. The fourth tackle is there. Looks like Trey Bonsakai is going to try and go for one. No, Matty Johns is going to try and go for one anyway. A big kick here, and I think the game plan is just to let it run dead. They've got to be careful, though, because MBT is there. They've got to be careful on this kick return. And that will take us to half-time. The Sharks 4, the Storm 6. We will see you shortly.
You know the kind of guy who does nothing but bad things and then wonders why his life sucks? Well, that was me. Every time something good happened to me, something bad was always waiting around the corner. Karma. That's when I realized I had to change. So I made a list of everything bad I've ever done, and one by one I'm going to make up for all my mistakes. I'm just trying to be a better person. My name is Earl.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game. Welcome back to the second half of the final game of Round 1, Season 9, where the Cronulla Sharks are currently trailing the Melbourne Storm by 2 points, 4-6 at the halftime break. Second half, and everything brought to you by TBC Live. And just, wow, an exciting first half of really, really gritty style of football from both teams has seen us with only a 2-point margin in it at halftime. What do you think is going to be the game breaker for these two teams, considering the weather conditions are still quite a downpour here? What's going to be the difference in terms of players for these two teams?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be the battle of attrition. You know, these low-scoring games with how competitive, how physical it's been, it's really taken a lot out on the players. We're going to see who's going to be the first to crack and try and wear out the opposition, as the Sharks go for the early 40-20. Cade Cowan just sends it downfield. But yeah, it's been that side of a slog. Honourable mentions to the two bench props from both teams, Nathan Walsh and Hopgood, in their short stints, over 80, 90 metres respectively. So yeah, they needed a lot of help from the bench, because through the middle it's just been trench warfare, and it's starting to wear out on the players.
Yeah, it sure is, as Will Kay now goes to Manu Fa'afili. Gets an offload away to Trey Motsakahu. That's the fourth. The Storm need to get in within this opposition half, and they really need Corey Bell here. Here he is, Corey Bell, to do something big to try and get them a big run, and there he is. A great run from the fullback. He had a quiet game, but I think that's by design by the Sharks rather than just circumstance, as that's the fifth and last, and they kick it down to Thomas Usher's wing. Equipped with it, the rookie, the debutant, stepped there by Thomas Usher. Welcome to the SRL, he says, as he blows past him. And yeah, is there any rookies coming on for you now, Sonny?
Nah, just just Nathan Walsh that was there in the first half. We've managed to retain a lot of our team, which is good for us, and offload there from Kalsaka, I think it was. But yeah, it's a relatively familiar lineup for the Sharks. A bit of shuffling in the forward pack, the back line as well. But yeah, still relatively the same. So hopefully they can build off what they did last season. But yeah, that tight of a game in this one, it's going to take a lot for the Sharks to get one over the Storm.
And we will see as fifth and last, Sonny Tyre puts it crossfield down to Kobe Kelly's wing. You got to be careful with what this man can do. He steps one. Kobe Kelly can't get away from Iona Broughton-Thompson, but a good start to the set for the Storm. They won't be on their own line, and almost giving a penalty away there, Iona Broughton-Thompson. It looked risky there for a second. It's Fa'afili running it up. That's the second. Thorne gives it to Trey Motsakahu. Short ball there to Ryan Wilmot, who's just going to try and go through the middle again. Looks like the Storm are just going to use their big boppers to try and work meters out of this team, as Cruz Spencer stepping around one. It's the fourth, and into the opposition's half now as they go. Trey Motsakahu goes to Matty Johns. Johns runs it straight at Luke Malchus, unafraid of the imposing forward. As that's the fifth and last. Quit with it, putting a kick in, just stabbing it down to Thomas Usher's end, and makes a tackle on him this time.
Yeah, a lot of high hopes for Thomas Usher. He was great at centre last season, but they haven't really targeted his wing in the first half. They're starting to look that way in the second, so maybe they're going to try and get him rattled a bit. It's his first full-time start there at the wing spot. So yeah, they're going to test him early, and Thomas Usher, if he can hold his own down, that'll go a long way. And Sonny Tyre, just driven out into touch, and that's a good defensive play there from Melbourne.
Yeah, good tackle there from Maverick Oldfield. And you've got the young gun equipped with it on that right edge, playing for centre on the inside of Maverick Oldfield. It's nice to have an experienced and, just very confident winger like Maverick Oldfield on the side with him. It really helps the young gun's confidence himself. There's now an offload on the inside from Manu Fa'afili. That is a different clip than what was supposed to be shown as we go left now. Oh, and a forward pass from Thorne. That one didn't even look as bad as some that have been let go, but there we go. The Storm turning the ball over. Yeah, the Cronulla faithful certainly not complaining about that one. I think for the most part, the Storm have just looked really
the better team on attack. They're finding ways around this defensive line of the Sharks. And, yeah, Cronulla, they find themselves with the ball now just shy of the red zone. They'll try and get over. They're still well within the fight. They've kept their heads above water and held their own for the most part. Let's see if they can follow it up with some points on the back of this.
As now it's going to go. Sonny Tyre spreads it to Nyana Broughton-Thompson. He'll play the ball in the last. But they've got a whole lot of options on the right side here. They're going to go. Sonny Tyre puts it up high. Who's going to be underneath it? It looks like it's going to be Kobe Kelly. Well taken there. He just turns around and allows himself to be tackled. And the Storm able to hold on there. It was looking risky for a second.
Yeah, it was. And if Kobe got around the defense, there was no fullback in position. He would have been gone all the way. So that tackle needed to be made from Cronulla. And, yeah, it's just turning into a real arm wrestle in this one now. Half an hour still left, but just waiting to see who's going to crack first. Both teams bending but not folding. TBK going to try the 40-20. It's a good-looking kick. He might have it. And, on the return, I think it's going to be Cade Cow and Thomas Usher there to clean it up, though. And, geez, the Sharks, that one, if it bounced the other way, could have gotten away from them for 40-20. So we'll see how they hold now.
Yeah, with a bit more wind there, I think that one goes into touch for a 40-20. But I guess we will never know. As Thomas Usher doing well to clean up now. Nyana Broughton-Thompson trying to get away from the line. Sonny Tyre goes to Kausakau. That'll be the fourth. The Sharks on their 40 now. The Storm, they've done well to hold them out so far in the set. They just need to keep doing exactly that. As Sabbath Tu'ua taking the hit up. And Delaney on the last. He's going to put a punt in. It's going to be a bit of an awkward one. James Thorne. Thorne's away. They've got a winger in pursuit. It's Michael Cribb. Can he catch him in time? I think Thorne's got the legs. Yes, he does. He will get there. And the Storm, off the back of a Cronulla Sharks error, will go the way.
Yeah, and there you go. The first moment in the second half for the try to be scored. Cronulla, just that mistake costing them dearly. It doesn't get any worse than that. Once the opposition defender gets that ball and there's no one back there to stop him, you can only watch and admire. And Melbourne, they get a bit of an edge now. It's been a close game for most of it. And, yeah, the Sharks, it's a little bit quieter now at Shark Park, but still plenty of time left to be played. So we'll see how they can rally up. But Melbourne establishing that 8-point lead in this one.
Yeah, they sure are. And that was a very good play there from the Melbourne Storm. Just a couple slideshow presentations for us there. But no, there's a good run there from James Thorne, just pouncing on that ball like he did. And there's just the experience of players like him that really help out teams like the Melbourne Storm. Their forward pack is relatively young. They've got some young guns popping up here and there. And it's just a team that really relies upon those key experienced players in moments like those, and they're often the ones. It's much like the real-life Melbourne Storm with players like Harry Grant and Jerome Hughes, Cameron Munster making those big plays. So it's good to see. It's good to see that kind of thing, Sonny.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. No, I'm joking. Yeah, without a doubt, the Storm have one of the best, if not the best, spines in the comp. Very consistent. They know how to rise to the big occasion. And for the Sharks, off the back of some adversity, we'll see what they're made of, whether that try they've conceded, whether that could be the downfall, or whether they'll take that as motivation to get back in this one.
Yeah, we sure will. As Matty Johns just putting a kick again down to the wing of Thomas Usher and joining in the chase there. And I got to say, Matty Johns, he hasn't been expected to do much, but what he has been tasked with and what he has been doing, he has been doing well in this game. And there's another example there, Matty Johns getting the intercept off the Luke Malkus offload. And it's pretty good for a Storm debut.
Yeah, Matty Johns, he's got some big shoes to fill, and he's certainly done a great job as Corey Bell gets through the right edge, cuts back in field. Luke Malkus with his second error of the game, I believe. So it's not like we see from the SRL veteran. He's one of the best locks in the game, in my opinion, but he's going to need to step up and clean up those errors to help his side get back in this one. A lot of pressure now inside the red zone.
As Wilmot just taking the hit up there. Trey Botsakahu trying to put him through a gap, seeing that Nyana Broughton-Thompson had joined the line. As now they go right. Matty Johns gives it to Nilsson. Kane Nilsson unable to get anywhere. And driven back in that tackle, in fact, is 10 metres out now. The Storm, they go to Trade Motsikahu to Matty Johns. He puts up the high ball. Who's going to be underneath it? Who's going to be there? It's going to be Will Kay. Kay will score! And the Melbourne Storm lap on the points through their captain.
Yeah, Will Kay out-leaping NBT. That's not a sight we see too often, but the lock forward leading by example for a Storm side. And that one was a swell. A great kick put up onto the K, I think it was. I thought it could have bounced off the post. It didn't, but Will Kay was there, and he's made the Sharks pay for that one. So Melbourne is starting to settle into this game. They're starting to get comfortable, and really, they're just clicking at the moment. And I think for the most part of this game, they have been the better team. But Cronulla, there's still a lot of fight left in them, but we'll see how they can come about it as we enter the final quarter of this round 1 game.
Yeah, we sure will. And it was Matty Johns. We were just talking about him. He was the one that put up the kick in the end, actually. And just a beautiful strike off the boot. How good has the young gun been tonight?
Yeah, Matty Johns, good on him. Yeah, there was a lady that once told me that he actually incited one of the incidents that happened here quite a few years ago. I'm not sure if I can actually say what happened, but I mean, oh, there you go. Big turnover from the Sharks. And that's what you need, a moment of magic to turn this thing around. But now they got to try and capitalize off this set.
They sure do. It's going to be Anderson. He'll play the ball. They go right. Now it's going to be Delaney. Good ball to Nyana Brother Thompson. Thompson will step. Thompson will score. And the Sharks on the board for the first time in the second half. TBK giving a mouthful to Daniel Hellier.
Yeah, he wasn't holding back on that one, TBK. He let him know what he thought of it. But I'll tell you what a huge hit it was from Jack Anderson coming off the bench in the second half. And MBT stepping across his longtime mate since the schoolyard, Manu Fa'afili. So that one a bit personal, but the Sharks, they needed that one. Felt like the game was slowly getting away from them. But just like that, they forced the turnover. They've got across the board. And they're still going to be down by 8. So it'll be a two-score game. And hopefully Matthews can slot this one from the right.
He sure does to make it 8 points down. 20 minutes to go. The subs for both teams coming on shortly. The locks for both teams coming off in another 5 minutes or so. And it was all off the back of that massive hit put on Logan Guys. He'll be feeling that, and he'll be happy that he'll in fact be coming off the field shortly. The Storm, they were looking a lot more confident about a minute ago, but now not so sure. The game is still within reach for the Sharks here. And it could be, we've got 20 minutes, so buckle up. It could be anyone's game still.
Yeah, the neutrals are certainly getting their money's worth tonight. If you're invested into one of these teams, the Sharks or the Storm, and it's a bit of a nail biter. It's getting tense in here, even up the box. Trying my best to conduct professionally here, but geez, we're just right into it. A Saboteur gets a run through the middle. And now that try being conceded, that could spark a comeback for the Sharks. We'll wait and see how they go.
We will, as Lecky Tua now over the halfway line. Brought down by TBK and Cruz Spencer. As Hitchens goes left. It's going to be Werman straight through a gap. He's been finding those very easily tonight, Bobby Werman at second row. I mean, it makes sense. He was such a good player off the bench for the Sharks last season. Just getting a starting role like he has, well-deserved from him. As Kobe Kelly now, unable to get away. I think that's Jake Hitchens on that side. And the Storm will start their set within their own 20.
Yeah, and Cronulla need to sharpen up on defense. If they let a line break get away, then that just invites a whole lot of pressure. So they want to keep the foot on the necks here defensively. And if they can do that, it'll go a long way towards getting back in the game. But yeah, it's a tough slog against a team like the Storm. Got to watch out for Corey Bell. Keep him marked. Keep all eyes on him.
They sure do. And here he is now, Corey Bell, but unable to get away from Jamal Kausakau. As that's going to be the fifth and last. Only 25 meters gained in the set there for the Storm. As they're going to go. Matty Johns puts a good punt in, and that'll go quite a far distance into the opposition's end. As now it's going to be Nyana Broughton Thompson, though. MBT turns Corey Bell inside out. MBT, can he get to the line? He loses Will Kay, but Corey Bell is there with him. But it's the Sharks with great attacking position now. They are looking dangerous. As Delaney now brought down the tackle. He's under 10 meters away, as that's the second. They're going to go out to the right. Now it's going to be Tua. Goes to an MBT. MBT, a try saver, though, from Jack Jimmy. As that's the third. The Sharks go to the left now. Sonny Tyre. Inside ball here. Forward pass. And the Storm force an error and are off the hook.
Yeah, that one just Sharks at the end there. But what a hit it was from Jack Jimmy to stop that try from being scored. That one would have changed the momentum of the game well and truly. But Jack Jimmy, cometh the man, cometh the hour. He stepped up, and that could be a game-saving play right there from the Storm outside back.
Sure could be, as now it's going to be James Thorne. Going to Matty Johns. Gives it to Corey Bell. He can't slice away there from Sonny Tyers. That's the fourth. Still unable to escape their own half here, the Storm. They go short side. Maverick Oldfield. He gets away from Thomas Usher. And that's the fifth and last. They find their way in the opposition's half. And they just turn that set around very well. They've got to have a good kick chase here on MBT, though. And they sure do. And that is a good turnaround for the Storm.
Yeah, they needed to stop MBT there, and it was a good kick. That's Pink Cronulla deep in the half. Sonny Tyler looking like he was going to try and pass it. But Luke Malkus back on the field. That could help Cronulla through the middle of the field especially. But they're still working from within their half, so a lot of work to be done to try and get to the other side.
And, of course, Will Kay coming off for the Storm now. Ryan Wilmot coming back on at lock. It'll be a big test of character here for Ryan Wilmot, as he has been given the opportunity to be a lock for that last 15-minute stint. See how he goes in that spot, as that's going to be the first tackle there on Corey Bell. Now they go. Manu Farfili gives it to Mason Remy. Driving forward there. And a good hit up from him as it's James Thorne straight from dummy half. Noticing the mark is offside. And Lecky Tua hopping on his back, as that's the third. Now they go right. Wilmot goes to Jack Jimmy. Driven back in the tackles. That's the fourth. The Storm, they may go for another 40-20 here. In fact, they will. Matty Johns trying to do it, but doing it on the other side of the field. Maybe a little bit too ambitious from the rookie. As MBT gets there in the end. As MBT breaks the line. Corey Bell in position to make the tackle there, though. And that's going to be the first.
Yeah, MBT, without a doubt, he's been the best player for the Sharks. But he's been carrying a lot, of the workload, and you got to wonder how much is taken out of him if he'll be able to sustain it for another 10 minutes or so. But they need him, the likes of him, Luke Malkus, Cal Sarko, to step up. I think the outside backs need to inject themselves a bit more, and if they can do that, then we could be in for a tight finish.
We sure could be, as that's going to be the fourth. Sonny Tyre breaking a tackle there, couldn't get the offload away, but just outside the 20-meter mark. Fifth and last now. The Sharks in great attacking position. As they go deep, Luke Malkus puts it up high, equipped with it underneath it. Will he take the ball? Yes, he will. Equipped with it, stepping one, almost getting away. A good tackle, though. Kalsakau with a great tackle and equipped with it. He was past MBT, the rookie. He could see the try line, but the second row was just coming along and making a great tackle on him.
Yeah, that one needed to be made. If whether it got through, he would have been gone to seal the game potentially for the Storm. 10 minutes left. It's getting nerve-wracking to watch this unfold. But these two teams, they've given us a battle. They're leaving it out on the field. And you got to credit both of them. They really want to come away with a win. And it's a Shane kick straight to Malkus. And those are the sorts of moments that could change the outcome of this game. And Cronulla, they've got another chance to try and make something happen. And we'll see how they go.
As here's the Sharks, 25 meters out, playing the ball. They go left. Now it's Werman. That's the second. Werman straight through a gap. Gets an offload. That was forward, surely, to Malkus. Referee says play on. As now they're going to go left, trying to stay unbiased, but geez. As now it's going to be, an ankle tap. A try saver on Cowan. The Storm scrambling. Usher pushed back. Fifth and last now. That was an absolute try saver. Can the Storm hold them out on the last here? They go. It's going to be Matthews with the kick. Matthews puts the kick in. Thorne, will he be able to escape his own in goal? Yes, he will. And somehow the Storm hold on there.
Yeah, I thought Cowan got the cross. I thought he made it to the line, but referee ruling otherwise. And the Sharks, they had Thorne trapped inside the goal, but no one just putting a hand on him. And he relieves the pressure there. They could have forced the dropout. So the Storm, they get away with that one. Maybe they'll just be looking to work the clock. It's still a 2-score game. And Cronulla, they're running out of time. Someone needs to step up and try and make something happen. Otherwise, they're going to walk away with the L tonight. And the Storm looking in the driver's seat to finish this one with a win.
Yeah, they sure are. And nothing silly, hopefully, from a kick here from either playmaker. And no, it's going to go to Jack Jimmy instead. So there will be a turnover. I mean, it does alleviate the risk of a kick return try, but probably not the best play there for the Melbourne Storm. Jack Jimmy unfamiliar with this prop stint. He hasn't played it in quite a while, and getting in the way there.
Yeah, and if you're Cronulla, you got to score off the set, you have to say. They need 2 scores to try and come away with the result. Oh, geez, and that one's just looking risky. But yeah, Cronulla, they've got another roll of the dice here. And who's going to be the one to break open the play? Jake Hitchens back through, just has to get past Corey Bell, but Corey Bell with a try saver. And we've seen so much of that from Melbourne tonight. Can they hold on for another 2 tackles?
Forward pass, yes they can. And the Storm, another forced error there. They're just playing on the desperation of the Sharks and trying to see this game away. As now it's going to be Manufar Philly taking the hit up, and they haven't been in the opposition half for what feels like an eternity here. They haven't been anywhere near the opposition's try line, but somehow they've still held on. As an offload on the inside here goes to Wilmot. Wilmot hit off the ball. TBK there to clean up. As that's the third. On the 40-metre mark now, as Manufar Philly will get the Storm almost to halfway on the 4th. And a bit too long in the tackle there from the Sharks. The Storm will get a penalty go their way. And this, if they score off this one, that is well and truly game.
Yeah, that's just a crushing blow for the Sharks. They didn't need to sleep in the tackle there in the ruck, but the referee not having a bar of it, maybe fatigue, well and truly settled in for the Shire side. There's under 4 minutes to go. Melbourne, this is the set right here. They score off it. I mean, it's game over. You could even argue that point now, but Cronulla, they got to dig deep, try and find a way to repel this attack and produce a moment of magic to get to the other side of the field.
They sure do, as that's going to be the third tackle now. The Storm going to the left. It will be Jack Jimmy pushing forward. Brought down 10 metres out. That's the 4th tackle. They go out to the right. Trey Montakahu just runs in himself the 5/8. Matty Johns will have to make the play on the last. Or it may be Ryan Wilmot, in fact. As they will be Ryan Wilmot. He puts the bomb up out to the left. It's a good place kick, actually, for a prop. A tap back. Corey Bell. He'll not be able to get away. And no, he will be brought down. But less than 2.5 minutes remain. And the Sharks still trailing by 8. And on their own goal line, it's not looking good for a Shark.
Yeah, someone, you would have to say it's MBT to step up. But Justin Barisic through the middle, he was putting in a bob and weave there. But yeah, the clock working against Cronulla at the moment. Maybe you try the early 40-20 or you try and shift it out wide to your wingers. And that's what they'll try and do through Cowan. But yeah, just that one running out. So it looks like the Storm are going to walk away with a road win to open up the season. And for Cronulla, I mean, they might be down on the scoreboard, but I thought despite not playing their best footy, they've been within the fight. They've put up a good one. But Melbourne Storm just looking the goods tonight. I think they did deserve to win it. We're in the last minute, but I'll give my flowers to this Melbourne side. They are one of the most consistent, successful teams in the SRL, and they were just a touch above the Sharks tonight.
Just a touch, Sonny Tyre says. That's going to be the second. 20 seconds left here. The Storm, they're just going to see this game out nice and easily. It's Mason Remy, he will play the ball for one last play. TBK goes to Jack Jimmy. And the Melbourne Storm will walk away with an 8-point victory over the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. And a well-earned victory for round 1. A battle that is always a classic, and another classic match added here. What a game. What a gritty game between these two teams.
Yeah, hats off to the Sharks and the Storm. I thought the Storm on the goal line, that's when they really dug deep. And, you know, the Sharks, any other game, those opportunities could have gotten them across, but it wasn't to be tonight. Plenty to look forward to for the rest of the season, though, as we take a look at your TBC Live full-time stats. And, yeah, Will, I'll let you break it down.
We had the 2 tries to the 3 from the Cronulla Sharks to the Melbourne Stormers. MBT and Sonny Tyre scoring for the Sharks, and for the Storm it was James Thorne, Corey Bell and Will Kay scoring for them. TBK 3 from 3, Drew Matthews 1 from 2. But you look at the possession here, very even. It was the errors that really let the Sharks down tonight. They had 11 errors compared to the Storm's 5. They didn't complete on 8 of their sets. That is a big no-no if you're going to come up against a team, such a caliber of team. You know, that's a premiership threat that plays in a grand final, such like that. It's not something that you really can be affording to do. You look at the tackles, they made 26 more rather. But missed tackles, line breaks, very similar. It really was the errors that let down the Sharks tonight. we'll move on. Individual stats. And Nylander Broughton-Thompson, 191 run meters, 5 line breaks. He was really strong tonight, as was Jamal Kausikau. I think he was the best on field for the Sharks. Sonny, why don't you go through the rest of it for us?
Yeah, Kausikau, he's always one of the benchmarks for this Sharks team. NBT, he got a try, but he made a lot of line breaks and opened up the game for Cronulla. Barisic, Delaney, Werman, Malkus, Tyre, Matthews, all over 100 run meters for the Sharks, but Luke Malkus only had 107 run meters tonight. Usually we see bigger numbers from him, but defensively he was caught upon a lot. The Sharks were on the back foot for a lot of it. Honourable mention to Nathan Walsh, 18 minutes, 89 run meters. So it was a good stint from the rookie. Jack Anderson, forcing that turnover in the second half that got the Sharks back on the board. But yeah, plenty to look forward to for Cronulla. Plenty of season ahead. I think, given that we obviously didn't play our best footy, and still held in the fight. I think that's a good sign for the team looking ahead. But we'll scroll over to the victors, the visitors, Melbourne Storm, getting the win here, and I'll let you praise the winning side here.
I mean, James Thorne, he was great tonight. 288 run meters, obviously inflated for a hooker, but still very, very good numbers regardless. He had 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, 21 tackles. He missed 4, and of course a try. Corey Bell, he was excellent as well. He had a lot of tackles tonight with 21, which is the same as the hooker and the lock of the Storm, so he was defending a lot tonight. But regardless, 171 run meters, 4 line breaks and a try. I thought Jack Jimmy was very solid, as was Trayvon Takahu. Manu Fa'afili playing well, and Wilke having an okay game. Kobe Kelly out on the left wing, 7 line breaks to his name. He was very, very threatening every time he got a kick return there. And, I mean, I got to do an honourable mention as well. Hopsgood, 18 minutes, 90 run meters, 11 tackles, none missed, and 2 line breaks. That is a great stint from a young forward. Exciting stuff ahead for young Hopsgood. Oh, and of course, Matty Johns with 2 try assists.
Yeah, it was a great performance from Matty Johns. He just looked like he slotted into this Storm lineup perfectly. He did his job, didn't overplay his hand, no errors with 2 try assists, and his kicking game was on point tonight. So yeah, I turn my hats off to the Storm. I think they're in for another big season, and I can't wait to see what these boys can do. But yeah, they'll start off the season 1-0. They open their account with a win. And Will, just your thoughts after this game. How do you feel like the Storm will go for this season? Do you think it's going to be another deep run for them, or is it too early to tell at this point?
I think it's a bit early to tell at the moment. They have got the bye next week, which could do them either very well or very badly. It's a bit hard to tell. They've had the bye for a while now, but after that, they're back playing in Melbourne against the Knights. They've got a decent draw. They've got a pretty good side. And I mean, this team, they can really do anything, so I guess only time will tell for the Melbourne Storm. But that is all we have time for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box. Thank you very much for joining us this round. It's been a pleasure to have you. It's been a pleasure calling this game. Next week, make sure you tune in for round 2 for more SRL action.